About 18% of Americans have experienced long COVID at some point in the last 5 years. 25% of people who currently have long COVID have debilitating symptoms. Given the Secretary's goal to address chronic conditions, I was disappointed that the administration ended the Department of HHS's Office of Long COVID Research and Practice, which coordinated a whole series of government efforts to look at research, causes, cures, treatments. Let me just ask you this. Do you believe that long COVID is real?
Well, certainly the COVID pandemic was devastating for this country, devastating in the loss of life, the individuals who suffered, and as we've said, devastating to the prior administration's approach and causing the loss of confidence.
And how about President Trump suggesting light as a treatment or injection of ivermectin? You talk about loss of confidence and you want to put it on somebody's shoulders, and you're ignoring a whole lot of misinformation that was perpetrated by the previous information. But that's not the question I asked you. I asked you the question of whether long COVID is real.
Well, we certainly need to continue to collect data on individuals who suffered from COVID.
So you're not sure about whether long COVID is real or not? Would that be a fair statement?
So we need to continue to collect data.
Okay, I'm going to take that as you're not yet sure about long COVID. Do you think long COVID is a chronic condition?
I think that absolutely. We are early on in this experience with COVID, just a few years, which is just a blink of an eye.
Okay, so you haven't reached a conclusion yet. I find it puzzling that Secretary Kennedy says he wants to focus on chronic conditions, but he's undermining and shutting down an office that was designed to look at a chronic condition. Let me ask you this. As a provider, would you recommend your patients get a COVID vaccine?
I think that COVID vaccine, like any medical therapy or any vaccine, is going to have inherent risks and benefits.
Would you recommend that a patient of yours gets a COVID vaccine?
When I've practiced medicine in these over 3 decades, I've always hinged my practice on informed consent.
Okay, let me ask you this. So you've practiced medicine for 3 decades. Have you never recommended to a patient who said, hey, doc, you're an expert, I'm not. What's your recommendation? When somebody says that to you, do you give them a recommendation?
Certainly within the realm of urologic surgery, I've given recommendations.
Okay, so you give them a recommendation. But you would not feel comfortable giving a recommendation to a patient to get a COVID vaccine?
What I would feel most comfortable with is making sure that the patient has access to good information.
Okay, well, that is pretty darn troubling.